Here are some of the iOS 17 security features enhancements from the previous version, iOS 16. Locked private browsing. Private browsing windows are now locked behind Face ID or Touch ID, so that no one else can see your open tabs without your permission. This is a useful feature for people who share their devices with others, or who want to keep their browsing history private from family members or roommates. Enhanced tracking prevention. Safari will now block even more tracking parameters from URLs in Safari, Messages, and Mail, making it more difficult for advertisers to track you across the web. This is a welcome improvement for privacy-conscious users. Improved phishing protection. Apple is working to improve phishing protection in iOS 17 by developing new ways to identify and block phishing websites. This is an important security feature, as phishing attacks are becoming increasingly sophisticated. New malware protection features. Apple is also working on new malware protection features for iOS 17, such as a new anti-malware app that may come pre-installed on the device. This is also an important security feature, as malware can cause serious damage to devices and data. Expanded lockdown mode. Lockdown mode, which is a new security feature introduced in iOS 16, will be expanded in iOS 17 to include even more protections. For example, lockdown mode may be able to disable certain features of the iPhone, such as AirDrop and iMessage, in order to protect the device from sophisticated cyber attacks. Lockdown mode is a powerful security feature, and expanding it to include more protections will make it even more useful for users. In addition to these specific features, Apple is also expected to make a number of other security enhancements in iOS 17. For example, Apple may improve the security of the Secure Enclave, which is a dedicated chip on the iPhone that stores sensitive data such as biometric authentication data and encryption keys. Apple may also improve the security of the App Store by making it more difficult for malicious apps to get approved. Overall, the security features enhancements in iOS 17 are a welcome development. Apple is clearly committed to protecting its users from cyber threats. Here are some additional details about some of the specific features. Locked private browsing. When locked private browsing is enabled, users will need to authenticate with Face ID or Touch ID each time they want to open or switch to a private browsing window. This will prevent unauthorized users from accessing a user's private browsing history, even if they have access to the user's iPhone. Enhanced tracking prevention. Safari will now block tracking parameters from URLs that are used to track users across the web. This will make it more difficult for advertisers to track users' browsing activity and build profiles of their interests. Improved phishing protection. Apple is working to improve phishing protection in iOS 17 by developing new ways to identify and block phishing websites. For example, Apple may use machine learning to identify phishing websites based on the design and content. New malware protection features. Apple is also working on new malware protection features for iOS 17. For example, Apple may develop a new anti-malware app that can scan for and remove malware from devices. Expanded lockdown mode. Lockdown mode is a new security feature that was introduced in iOS 16. It is designed to protect devices from sophisticated cyber attacks by disabling certain features, such as AirDrop and iMessage. In iOS 17, lockdown mode will be expanded to include even more protections. For example, lockdown mode may be able to disable certain apps or features that are not essential to the device's functionality. Overall, the security features enhancements in iOS 17 are a significant improvement over the previous version. Apple is clearly committed to protecting its users from cyber threats. Thanks for watching the video. Please do like, share, subscribe the channel and don't forget to click the bell icon.